Hi, I'm Mathai Fenn. People often ask me, what do I do? Although I'm a psychologist by training, I have a PhD from IIT Bombay as well as some degrees in psychology. I would describe myself as a life coach. Although coaching has gained a lot of popularity in today's world, people still ask me what it means. So I thought I'll make a video to explain what do I do as a life coach. The best way to understand life coaching is to look at athletic coaching. A coach works with an athlete to improve her performance. As a team, they analyze the athlete's performance and try out strategies to improve her performance. The coach actually helps her to perform better than she would do alone. A life coach helps people to improve their lives instead of athletic performance. That's the basic difference between the athletic coach and the life coach. Again, the life coach, the focus is on life, whereas the athletic coach, the focus is on athletic performance. They both help the person do better in that field. Coaching is tailor-made to suit individuals and does not follow a formula. My clients come from different walks of life. Some of my clients are going through specific challenges that are short-term, while others want to spend an hour a week to take a step back and see where life is going, to explore things that they would otherwise not be able to do. The first group would like to discuss their plans and actions with someone who is not directly involved in their situation, and I offer them a structured plan. Others need a friend with whom they can talk about life and its meaning. They may prefer an unstructured conversation about life and its meaning. Of course, all of this in specific context of their own life. So let's take a look at 4 actual cases of coaching that I do. These are 4 people that I've worked with. The first is Sindhu. Sindhu has completed her MSc in psychology and is looking to go abroad for PhD. We decided that instead of blindly trusting an agent, she wanted to do her own research before choosing where she wants to go. We chose 3 areas to focus on. The first involved assessing universities and their PhD programs. How do you go about choosing which university? How do you compare between universities? How do you understand which specific programs they run and what are the requirements for the same? So that's the first one. Second one is understanding academic research. Knowing how to do good academic research involves writing and reading. So how do you read papers? How do you assess which paper is more impact? Which papers have less impact as per impact factors? What does that mean? And how do we go about structuring a paper and writing a paper? So that's the second thing, which is academic research. For example, we say that every week you have to review 3 papers in your area from published research. And the third thing in this group is life skills. Life skills may include language skills. If you want to go to a foreign country, you need to learn the language, at least to some extent. But life skills also includes things like time management. How do I fit everything in? How do I learn to be more autonomous? How can I take care of myself? How can I make my own decisions? Can I travel on my own? All these questions are part of life skills that Sindhu learns in the coaching program. The next case I want to talk about is Joe. Joe is an Indian bachelor. He is working in the United States. Joe's got a comfortable life. He's got a job, he's got a place to stay, he's got enough income. But somewhere he's not satisfied. Joe wonders about where is life taking him. He wonders about the meaning of it all. Joe enjoys taking off 1 hour a week to talk about his life and where it's going. Sessions with Joe are quite unstructured. We talk about the last week's events in his life. Sometimes we talk about philosophy, psychology, and sometimes we even sit in silence while he reflects, I guess, while he thinks. And then there is Pushpa. Pushpa is the sole heir of her father's diversified business. Her father is looking forward to her taking more interest in his business. Growing up, she never really got involved in the business, so now she does not know where to start. In weekly sessions, what we do is we look at how can she understand and analyze the business. What are its core activities? What are the revenue earning activities of the business? How can she win her father's trust so that he will involve her more in his decisions? He wants to, but there is also that transition that she has to make into being a professional. And finally, where can she start building her own niche in terms of business? So that's the conversations that I have with Pushpa. And finally, we have John. John has a severe mental illness. He has regular sessions with his psychiatrist and his psychologist. But it's been a long drawn process, and sometimes John loses hope. During his sessions with me, he often wonders what lies ahead. Is all this worth it? John needs a friend to talk to, someone who understands what he's going through. During his sessions, John tells me about what happened in the past week, sometimes in therapy, sometimes in his life, and we talk about the meaning of life, hope, etc. In this case, we start with me asking, is there something you want to share with me now? And if not, we start by talking about something that either of us have read or experienced or seen. It's a friendly, free-ranging conversation. So these are 4 different cases, 4 people that I talked to, and I wanted to share them with you so that you have an idea of what is it that I do in actual process. Although coaching is not formulaic, it does not follow the same process for everybody, there are about 4 stages that one can clearly identify in the coaching process. Let me explain them to you. The first is always confusion. Confusion is you thought this is what's going to happen, but that's not what's happening. Part of the problem is that remember the famous saying that asking the right question is 75% of the answer. So most of the time we're stuck because we're not asking the right questions. To ask the right questions means that you have to restructure your thinking. So understandably, the first part of this coaching session is confusion. That's what we will call it, confusion. The second part of it is trust building, or as psychologists like to call it, rapport building. That's a time when we get to know each other, get comfortable with each other, recognize if my intentions and your intentions are trustable. Do you think you can trust me with whatever you need to say? So it's about the building trust. That's the second thing. The third has to do with aligning directions. At the end of it all, do you want what I want for you? Okay, is there an alignment? If you want one thing, if I'm suggesting another thing and there is no alignment, there's no point in taking it forward. Either we have to somehow find convergence, somehow find some way by which we can both go in the same direction, or maybe it's best if you found somebody else. So aligning directions is an important time when we decide if the overall direction that you want to go and I want to go are in the same general direction, right? So that's aligning directions. And the fourth stage is playful interventions. Once we have each other's trust, once we know which direction to go, it's time to start walking the talk. And the approach is to try out different things. It's a very playful, light-hearted trying out different things, because as I said before, as I say again and again, one size doesn't fit all. What works for somebody may not work for somebody else. So we have to try out different things to see what works for you, how things can be put together, all of that. So the 4 stages, let me remind you again: confusion, trust, aligning directions, and playful interventions. The word playful is important to bear in mind. So that's it. Now you know what I do, and you know what to expect from a life coach. If you have any other questions, do let me know, and I will try and answer them as best as I can. Thank you.